grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your bush today.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
All eyes on the Senate. I'm Daria Albinger, Fox News. This is a rare working Sunday for members as they prepare for a possible test vote today to end the government shutdown. Fox's Chad Pergram is in Washington.
I was told that one goal would be to have a test vote sometime this afternoon. I'm also told that they might not put that on the floor if they don't think that they have the votes. Now, in order to, get across the barricade there and get across the test vote, they need 60 yeas. That means they have to persuade Democrats. And I talked to some Democrats last night who were still a little bit on the fence about this. I mean, you've had this coterie of John Fetterman, the Democrat from Pennsylvania, Angus King, the independent from Maine, and Catherine Cortez Masto from Nevada, who've all voted on these other, test votes before throughout September into October, but they've never moved the ball. The other issue here that might be the holdup is we still don't have bill text. Bill text, and this would deal with funding the government, reopening the government until the end of January.
The shutdown is in its 40th day. In the meantime, travelers are facing more disruptions as airlines continue to delay and cancel flights.
Those flight reductions are going to increase throughout the week, up to 10% on Friday, and Transportation Secretary Duffy says it could reach 20%, meaning 1 out of every 5 flights would be canceled if the government shutdown persists. But the Trump administration is getting creative, or at least trying to get creative, to minimize the disruption to travelers as people are flying leading up to Thanksgiving. And one of the ways that they're considering doing that, the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, has offered to tap into the U.S. military reserves for emergency air traffic controllers.
Fox's Nate Foy at New York's LaGuardia Airport. A super typhoon has forced more than 1 million people in the Philippines to evacuate, and it's prompted the government in the Philippines to declare a state of emergency. Its winds are up to 114 miles per hour. America's listening to Fox News.
It's Will Kane Country. Watch it live at noon Eastern, Monday through Thursday at foxnews.com or on the Fox News YouTube channel. And don't miss the show. Listen and follow the podcast 5 days a week at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
The IDF says Hamas today handed over the body of Haydar Golden, an Israeli soldier who was killed in 2014. His body held as a bargaining chip for over a decade. Israel held a ceremony for him and for another soldier killed in the October 7th attack.
A lot of developments here on the ground amid phase 1 in this ceasefire agreement. Also today, a funeral was held for American citizen Itai Hen, a staff sergeant in the IDF who was killed on the morning of October 7th while defending the community of Nakhaloz along the Gaza border. At that funeral, his father spoke and a video message from President Trump's Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff aired. Now, we did join the Israeli military just last week into the Gaza Strip to go to a community called Sajaiya, where much of the intense fighting took place. This is where Itai's body was recovered from.
That's Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. Governors are moving on their own to cover SNAP benefits for the residents.
West Virginia Republican Governor Patrick Morrisey said about 270,000 people in his state count on SNAP, but those full benefits are being blocked.
Because people are insisting to add all these new pieces on top of just a bill to keep the government open.
Morrisey called out Senate Democrats for not voting on a continuing resolution. Maryland Democratic Governor Wes Moore said he has $62 million ready to keep SNAP going in his state, but they may not get that back.
We've now received guidance saying the states are going to be punished for fronting the money.
Both were on CBS Face the Nation. The Trump administration wants states to undo full SNAP benefits paid out prior to a judge's order being stayed by the U.S. Supreme Court. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Former NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue has died. He was considered one of the key figures in the NFL's rise to its current levels of popularity. His years in charge saw record TV deals and profits, expansion with new teams and stadiums. I'm Daria Albinger. This is Fox News.
It's the 12 bags of Christmas from Bud Light to you. Buy a pack here at home, win big prizes too. Gather your friends, the season is here. It's the 12 bags of Christmas from Bud Light.
The 12 weeks of cheers are on. Purchase any 12-pack of Bud Light, Budweiser, or Michelob Ultra cans now through December 19th for your chance to win a trip for 2 to watch your favorite NFL team live, plus weekly prizes. Details at currentcnmi.com.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, bread's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join under the palm trees, we dance through the days. The rhythm and soul in so many ways. Together we rise through the moments we share. Good morning, Marianas. unfolds with laughter and cheer. Bread's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join the palm trees, we dance through the days. Rhythm and soul, so many ways. Together we rise through the moments we share. Good morning, Marianas, feel the love everywhere. Wake up to the sunshine in the morning light. Good vibes all around, everything feels right. Bread on the show, bringing joy to our day. Into the Marianas breeze, let the worries drift away. Yeah, that was the air. Connection grows stronger. We show that we care. Rock on, feel the soulful flow. Look right on in Mariana, that's where you belong. The sweet island breeze and the ocean's embrace. Breath got the stories, sunlight repays. Some signs meditated, fall in this ride. Yeah, we're shining with love as our guide. So raise your voices high, let the music play on. Good morning, Marianas, we're where you belong. So delicious.
Oh my goodness. Good morning, Marianas. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Guam. Good morning. I'm telling you, we had everything. Even before the show we got started this morning, we were reaching out to Guam. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Good Morning Mariana, 749 in your morning. And it's a great morning so far. Who knows how long it's going to hold up, but today it looks like we should be in some pretty good shape. Mostly sunny skies, high near 87 today, and nice light wind out of the east at 10 miles per hour. Pretty good. Right now we're sitting at 81 degrees at the Saipan International Airport with humidity at 88%. It's just going to be another one of these great ones, and we could use it for sure. Tomorrow, Veterans Day, with the big ceremony and everything, hey, we need good weather, and thank goodness it looks like Landon Idlet made sure that we are going to have some great weather. Mostly sunny skies, high near 87, same wind, same everything for tomorrow's ceremony. And for tomorrow's big day, the Family Fun Day for Project Buddy Check 670, we are excited about that one. That's going to be a big hit tomorrow. And, for all you veterans, we really encourage you guys to get out there. I know you're going to be there already. I know you already planned on it, and that is the deal, all right? So we hope to definitely hear you guys. But I'll tell you what, I know we're going to be hearing all kinds of other stuff while we're out there, too. It won't be limited to just one because while there is there are a lot of services that are going to be recognized tomorrow. One of them is going to be recognized pretty well today. That's right, all you Marines out there. That's right, you leathernecks, you devil dogs. Happy birthday to the Marine Corps. 250 years of kicking ass and taking names. Or I licked the other one, chewing bubble gum and kicking ass, and we're all out of bubble gum. That's right. That's a deep cut if you guys got that one. Anyway, today is the Marine Corps' birthday. It is great. We should actually change our blue ticker to red today. I mean, maybe that's what we should do just to honor the Marine Corps while we're out there today. I'll tell you, it is a great day. The Marines, if it weren't for the Marines, who would be eating all the crayons? I mean, that's... I love you guys. I mean, my brothers, just in a different service. That's it. But you guys definitely doing all the good stuff like we are, kind of. Only you do it a little bit. You have a different type of hua. Your hua is here. We're gonna do this today because of the Marine Corps. We're doing this right now. Wait. You ready? Here we go. Marine Corps red for the Dateline ticker today. There you go, Marine Corps. That's for you guys. That's right, Carl. That's for you. Yep, Bubba, that's for you too. Randy, that's you two out there. Doc Tudor, you guys, all you Marines out there, we are red today for you guys. And like the USS Rafael Peralta, they normally have all the different blue highlights on the tables and the flags and all that stuff on those destroyers, but they went all red for the lava dogs for them.
And it was great. Well, anyway, it is the Marine Corps' birthday, and wow, 250 years of anything seems like a big deal. I know those guys in Europe and China, they're like, 250 years, that's nothing. We have been around a lot longer. Well, that's okay. I got you. You got us. You're right. But we invented cars and stuff because we're awesome. So let's get into that and talk about traffic a little bit while you guys are out there on the roads trying to get places. We invented the airplane. The airplane? Yes, the airplane. The actual one. There weren't the Wrong brothers. All right, so here we go, folks. Let's get you to the roads. That is the intersection of Charles Monsignor Martinez and the CMG, where Shell Dandan is. Easy for me to say. And we're going to keep moving around. And traffic looks pretty good over there. Everything is moving and grooving. There's only just a little holdup over there by NMC because people want to see that fancy new building they got over there. Over at the intersection that matters, where connections matter by IT&E, there's some traffic in either direction, but it doesn't look like it's too much of a holdup at all. It just looks like your regular, everyday, stuck at the light kind of stuff, and it's not too bad at all. Over there by the police station's looking okay. Even by MHS, it looks pretty good. Let's head down to Chalumpiao. Even Chalumpiao looks good. What is going on? We just have a wonderful day today. Everybody's celebrating that the Buffalo Bills played a terrible game. We're looking around by San Vicente and moving around up the hill through Papago now, and things are looking pretty good. All the way past Cagman, where it's looking mighty dandy as well. Going out, there's a little bit of a backup from that intersection between Saipan Ice and the bottom of Issa Drive over there at Capitol Hill. So it's going to be a little bit slow. Don't get too excited. Or don't worry. It doesn't look like anything crazy happened. Just a little bit of traffic. Going through Puerto Rico, it's okay. And then when you go down to the pickleball courts / tennis courts over there, AMP, there's a little bit of traffic as well. People have been waiting for a little while. If you're heading north, it's going to take a little bit longer than normal. And then when you get through Garapan, it is a slow go all the way to JG Sablon. Water and ice. That's just going to take a while today, guys. You know how it is, all those little bus stops and all those little things. Where the real bus stops get you, and where the real traffic light gets you, is in Gualo Rai. And we're seeing traffic from Brabu all the way to the light. It's going to be a little bit there. And people have been waiting for a while. And in the other direction as well, and from the gas station all the way to the light, it is a slow, congested go. No doubt about it. It's like the roads have COVID. Beach Road and Middle Road on either side of Quartermaster looks pretty good. A little bit slow down, heading down by Saipan, Vegas, and then you get back to where traffic now is starting to pile up a little bit over there by IT&E. Well, it's probably because they just want to see Paul Guerrero and ask him what shampoo he uses and why he's so handsome. Well, you know, you don't have to worry about any of that mess if you just get on the blue line with Transit CNMI. Transit CNMI, getting folks everywhere they need to go, from Totaville to the Paseo and everywhere in between. And they're doing a great job. That's why they won a national award for being the best small rural transit system in the United States. In the whole country? Yeah. Even me in Kentucky? Yeah, you too. Well, I'll tell you what, you can get anywhere you need to go on the blue line for just $2. But even better, if you are a service member, a veteran, a student, Monamco, or you've got a disability, it's only $1. And that'll get you everywhere you need to go from 6:30 in the morning to 8:30 p.m. Weekends and holidays, 6:30 in the morning to 8 p.m. Even better, if you are a veteran or a service member of any branch, you get to ride for free on Transit CNMI. Yes, you get to ride for free on this Transit CNMI all month of November as part of their give back and appreciation to everybody who serves our country and our Commonwealth. You can't beat it. You want to find out more information? Give me a call at 236-2682, 236-2682. Boy, those guys are great, taking care of folks all over the place. They've got great air conditioning. They've got comfortable seats. Oh, it smells so nice in there, too. Not to mention, they've got free Wi-Fi. That's right. You don't even have to worry about looking at your phone, checking your emails, or texting the person that you're going to go have lunch with. Who knows? You can cram for that last exam that you've got. Doesn't matter. You can do all that stuff without having to look away and look at the roads, because they will do the driving for you, and they'll do it happily. All right, folks. Well, that's Transit CNMI. We love those guys, and they do a great job for everybody in the Commonwealth. And you know who I don't love today? I'll tell you, the Buffalo Bills. They are killing me. I wake up
early just to watch this debacle. We're going to give you a breakdown of everything that's happening football-wise this morning. Are you ready for it? Okay. The week got started with some terrible football for Thursday night between the Broncos and the Raiders, where my opponent and I scored a total of 12 points. It was awful. Broncos, though, do get away with the win, 8-2. They're 10-7 on the season. Going over to Berlin, where Das Colts beat Das Falcons 31-25 with a great overtime touchdown by Jonathan Taylor. He continues to impress over there with all the people from Germany. All right, anyway, we'll get back to a regular accent. In a not exciting game also, the Browns fall to the Jets in Jersey, 20-27. The Saints go into Kakalaka and beat the Panthers 17-7. The Patriots extend their lead in the AFC East, 28-23 over the Buccaneers in Tampa. The Ravens get a win in Skull Country, 27-19 over the Vikings. The Bills, Dolphins, 30-13 Dolphins. The Giants go into Chi-Town and lose to the Bears 20-24. Dave Schwarsky, superfan, happy about that one. All right, the Texans hold serve at home 36-29 over the Jaguars. In the late games, the Seahawks just dominating the Cardinals 28-0. And we just started the second quarter. You're kidding me. They scored 28 points. Oh my God, 28-0. A minute into the second quarter. What's going on? Sam Darnold on a mission. All right, here, let's talk about the other good stuff going on right now. The Lions over the Commanders 14-3. In Washington. The 49ers down early at home against the Rams, 14-0 with 3:25 left to go in quarter number one. Steelers and Chargers got the late game today at 11:20. They'll be in L.A. And tomorrow's action, the Eagles and the Packers in the Bay that is green. All right, well, that's your football update. How about that, folks? Is that pretty sweet? We got there. The timing's great and everything. Want to say good morning to all you guys out there. I can see you guys in the comments. My mom is out there. Good morning, Mom. Thank you for tuning in from Buffalo, New York. Bruce is out there giving me some love about the I'm going to need some therapy later to talk about that Bills and Dolphins game. It was just awful. It started off with great promise. They intercepted Tua on the first drive, and then they went 3 and out, and it just went bad from there. And that's just it. All right. Well, hey, anyway, I want to say thanks to all you guys for tuning in and joining us today. We got Toba Castro first in the comments today. Thanks for joining us, my man, the tint man from Dan. Hopefully you could tint over the entire screen that I have, so I don't know what to watch those highlights with the Bills and Dolphins again. Arlene Ryken, thanks for joining us today. Great to see you today, too. Marianas, thank you for joining us. Great to see you. Eric Loftus, my veteran brother from the 82nd Airborne, he's out here saying, hey, good morning, Marianas, and CNMI. Everyone, thanks for tuning in, and have a blessed and good day. What a great dude that guy is. Brian Lee Regis in the house says, Halfa Day, buenas. Great to see you guys, and thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Toba, that's funny. I saw that earlier. Katie Ann, great to see you. Thanks for coming back today. Caleb, good to see you, my man. Great to see you. It almost sounds like the intro is Somebody Feed Phil. Oh, man, I love it. PJ Victoria in the house, again, all the way from the Pacific Northwest, watching. She's spending long-distance dollars just to be with us today. Joshua Brazel, one of the Mafuti tank winners for his project. And, man, we got to get you to come in and detail your plans and everything, too. In fact, we want to get all you guys in here. I love it's going to be perfect. What I'm really excited about is seeing the guy who normally does, like, the robots and everything, but he had 3D mapping. And I'd like to get him in the studio and plug what the 3D version in to our switcher, so when you're looking around, you'll be able to watch what he watches through those goggles. Those are pretty cool. Jack Bueckis, thanks for tuning in today. Great to see you today as well. PJ says, how about watching Brad live and the Seahawks on the same time? Oh, man, I could. I would also get shut off right away. If I switch to a different platform, I could actually make that happen. Fun fact. But that would mean all you guys are going to have to get that Odyssey app. Carmen, great to see you. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Katie, I know you're a big Broncos fan, and, man, it was not a great game for sure, but you guys got the win, and that's the big thing. You know, even all good teams play some bad games, and they usually end up getting the dubs. You guys got it. The Bills did not. They look like I am not happy about it at all. And like we mentioned, though, a little bit ago, you notice that our news ticker is in red today. That is to honor the Marine Corps 250th birthday. That is pretty dope. I mean, the only other thing I could do to make it even more dope is if I got the ticker, let's go to the main here. If I got the ticker to make it really official, and I think we could change it here. There we go. I think this would do it. Select the color. I think we make it like, I think that would do it, right? There we go. Now we're full on Marine Corps colors. How about that? We got the right colors for the Marine Corps in the ticker to honor the 250th birthday. Historically, today would be the day that we would have the Marine Corps birthday at the VFW. Usually the Marines who are in town, whenever they are, will order a big cake and sing the happy birthday to the Marine Corps, and then they'll put on the message from the Commandant. Boy, I would put that on, but I think we'd get copyright. Because I think I did it before. That video makes you want to run through a freaking wall. I mean, like, I just had my birthday yesterday. Last year when I watched it, I turned 50. And I saw that video, and I'm like, holy crap, dude, give me a rifle. I'm ready to go. Like, let's get in shape, let's get fit again, and let's, it's an inspiring video. I'm not kidding. At least last year's was. Maybe this year isn't all that great. Let me see if we can find it real quick. And maybe it's worth it's the Commandant of the Marine Corps, their message to the Marines. It's always cool. So USMC message. There you go. Boom. 250 Marine Corps birthday message from the Marines. Oh man, it's a long one. If we do it, we'll play it at the end of the show today. Speaking of the show today, we got a great one today because it's not just the Marine Corps birthday. It is Paradise Dental Spa's birthday. They turned 10 years old, and we've got Dental Donna in studio with us this morning. We are going to take a real quick break to get her situated in front of the camera, and she'll be on here to talk about all the great stuff that's going on and what they've been doing for the last 10 years. And later this morning, she's going to get off of a plane, board a helicopter, and then Congresswoman Kimberly King Hines is going to be in here with us too. That'll be like at the tail end of the show. We're going to run late today, but that's a good thing. You guys are going to get some good stuff. And then after that, we're going to be hopping out of here and heading down to BECQ. We've got an interview with a bunch of the folks over there to hear about what they have been doing. And we're going to be asking about that story with Super Tech as well, and all kinds of things like that, and how you can help in our community with things like that. So not too bad. We're going to have an action-packed show today, right? All right, well, that's what we're going to do for right now. We're going to give you a little sports update. And while we do this, we're going to get Donna set up. So don't go anywhere. Sit tight. And here's your sports update from Fox Sports.
Fox Sports Update.
When you look back through the years of college football Heisman Trophy winners, you can usually attach a signature moment to each of them. Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza is the favorite to win the Heisman this year, and this could end up being that moment.
Mendoza in trouble! It's out! Touchdown! Wow!
That was Gus Johnson on Fox. Mendoza found Omar Cooper Jr. in the back of the end zone. Cooper got one toe down for the go-ahead score. The second-ranked Hoosiers top Penn State 27-24. They're 10-0.
It's Will Kane Country. Watch it live at noon Eastern Monday through Thursday at foxnews.com or on the Fox News YouTube channel. And don't miss the show. Listen and follow the podcast 5 days a week at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Ohio State is number 1 in the first college football playoff rankings. They dominated Purdue 34-10. Number 3, Texas A&M beat number 22, Missouri 38-17. Number 5, Georgia beat Mississippi State 41-21. Number 6, Ole Miss beat the Citadel 49-0. Number 7, BYU, facing its first Big Test, failed. The Cougars suffered their first loss of the season at number 8, Texas Tech 29-7. And number 9, Oregon struggled but got a field goal with 3 seconds left to edge number 20, Iowa 18-16. College basketball, number 15 Alabama upset number 5 St. John's 103-96. The Tide ended the game on a 17-9 run. Number 2 Houston took down Towson 65-48. Number 6, Duke downed Western Carolina 95-54. Freshman twins Cameron and Caden Boozer combined for 39 points for the Blue Devils. 1 week after the Dodgers wrapped up their second straight World Series title, the hot stove season cooking. Starting Saturday, Major League teams could negotiate with Japanese slugger Munetaka Murakami. The 25-year-old hit 246 home runs in 892 games in Japan, including 56 in 2022. Major League Soccer playoffs, Minnesota overcame a 2-0 deficit to tie Seattle 3-3 and win on penalty kicks. FC Cincinnati beat cross-state rival Columbus 2-1. And in the NWSL quarterfinals, Washington beat Louisville in penalty kicks to advance. It's Game On with the Fox Sports app, available wherever you download
Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Nina's Kitchen, so delicious. I need a burger and a soda with it. It tastes so great, got me so addicted. Let's hop in the car, gotta go.
I love it. Good morning, Marianas. Happy birthday, Marine Corps. And happy birthday, Paradise Dental Spa. 10 years old. Can you believe it? Oh, my goodness. Man, we have got a great guest in studio. Not only do they do great work around the Marianas, they've done great stuff with us as well. And we couldn't be happier that we've got her joining us today. I want to say good morning and welcome back to the show, Dental Donna, who's in the house. Welcome, and thanks for coming this morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having us.
Well, it's great to have you in studio. It's morning time. It's fun time, and we've got this picture on the screen right now. 10 years ago, this is how it all started.
Yep, November 9th. Actually, it was yesterday, November 9th, 2015. We opened for business, and it's been quite the journey. So to be celebrating 10 years, first of all, we're just blessed. We're grateful and very humbled that we've been able to survive everything that has happened in the last 10 years and still going strong. So I really didn't know we shared a birthday with the Marine Corps. That makes it even better.
Well, you guys have the better birthday because you're on November 9th.
Oh, that's right. November 9th.
So that's my birthday.
Yeah.
So
that's right. I knew that.
Yeah, we have the same one. But today is the actual Marine Corps birthday, too.
Okay. And before we go too much further, hold that thought, because we didn't forget your birthday. Right, you mean a lot to us at Paradise Dental and to us personally. So, of course, here's a birthday card.
Oh.
But we have one of the things about Paradise Dental is especially with their anniversary, is we like to almost say all the time, we're really a community service organization disguised as a dental office, because that's our real passion, is serving the community. So, I know you haven't partaken yet, but Paradise Dental would like for you to have your own pickleball paddle.
Come on.
We were the ones that brought pickleball to the island 5 years ago as part of our community outreach. And
look at this.
The sport is going strong. Selkirk is a major manufacturer. All they make is pickleball equipment. And that is a fancy schmancy paddle, which you'll learn if you ever get yourself out there to play with us.
I have no excuse. I have to now. This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is great. And this will also help me when guests get out of line. I can kind of help them out.
Yeah.
Wow,
so you have your own paddle now, so you have no excuse not to join us. And we're playing somewhere on the island, American Memorial Park, Capitol Hill, 7 days a week. You'll see Nelson up there 6 days a week. He takes Wednesdays off, I think, now. But it's that was probably one of the most fun things that Paradise has gotten to do. It's it's the #1 sport in the country, and we had never heard of it. Fastest growing sport in the country. We had never heard of it. My sister Judy was playing in Arizona, and she kept bugging us to get started with it, and then we finally did right in the middle of COVID because you couldn't do anything, right? So except be outside. And the rest is, as they say, the history. The very first court was built right in the parking lot of Paradise Dental. Look, the lines are still there. You can play after hours still.
I have seen them there. They're still there, like today. Last time I pulled in there, I was just looking. I'm like, is it back in
And
that,
I want to tell you,
picture?
I know I have other things to talk about today, but Marivic Dunlap, Don Dunlap, they are right now in Arizona. They just won gold in their tournaments, and they're on the way to the national championships. That's 4 people from the island of Saipan who have been in the national playoffs.
That's incredible.
So it is incredible. It is really incredible for a small place like this. We're very, very excited for them.
Well, thank you so much. This is awesome. You have been trying to get me out there, but a lot of other folks I know are playing, and they've been trying to get me out there to play it too. So,
well, one of the things I tell people all the time is we need to really just kind of stop talking about it and how wonderful and life changing, because until you're out there playing, none of it makes any sense.
Pickleball
Paradise. You got your own little paddle cover.
Come on, this is great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Oh, man.
So what I really wanted to come here today and talk about, in addition to celebrating our anniversary, and to me there's no better anniversary present for us as Paradise Dental, is to talk about something that very few people know about. So what we're going to talk about next for this conversation, is directed to government employees. So if you are a government employee, if you know someone who is a government employee, please listen closely and be sure and share this. This video will be available online even after we're done here today, because we're going to give you some really important information about a dental plan. And the reason we're talking about that right now, the government employees are in the process of picking and choosing and renewing their dental and health benefits. I think it was like November 9th to December 9th. It's called the open enrollment period for the government employee benefits, right? So the most important thing, of course, your medical benefits, make sure you take advantage of all that. But what we want all of the government employees to know is that the government does not provide any dental plan. Okay, and that's very common. Many years ago actually, when medical premiums got so high, and they still are, the first thing that got kind of thrown out the street was the dental plan, right? So
that's crazy. I mean, it's not like your mouth isn't medically related to the rest of your body.
Right, but that's what happened, and we're going to be talking about that in another show, about what we call the mouth-body connection. You're going to be starting to hear a lot more about that as time goes on. But so dental has always been very misunderstood. We've always been the stepchild of medicine, even though we were the first preventive medical category. We're trying to keep you healthy versus just treating you when you're sick. So anyway, no dental. So let's say you and I were working for a big company and they cut the dental. Well, we trot over to Stay Well or Take Care or Hawaii Dental, whatever you used to have, and say, oh, we still want that. We still want to keep that. And they say, sorry, you're not part of a group anymore, so it would cost you the national debt per paycheck. You're like, oh. So like anything else in good old America, capitalism steps in and fills a void, and it's something called a discount dental plan. And if anybody's familiar with Costco in the States, I like to describe the discount dental plans. They're like the Costco of dentistry. You pay a small annual fee up front, right? And hold that thought, because we got something even better for our government employees. You pay a small annual fee up front, and then everything in the store is deeply discounted, right? If you've ever been to Costco, it's never cheap to get out of there, but that is how it works, right? So about 30 or so years ago in the States, these discount dental plans got very, very popular because they were affordable for me and you who don't have a group dental plan access any longer, right? So what we're going to talk about today, we have a plan called the Island Smiles Discount Dental Plan at Paradise Dental, and we have had it for over 10 years, but here's why I'm here today. Nobody knows about it. So what we decided to do when we were really aware that no one knew that this plan was available. Now, before we go into the government part, this plan is available to every living, breathing soul on the island. But today we're just going to be, so if you have any questions and you're not a government employee, just please give the office a call, 234-4040. That's 234-4040, and they can help you figure out how to access this plan for you and your family, right? But today we want to talk about the government employees for a couple of reasons. Yes, this is the least expensive discount dental plan on the island. What do I mean when I say that? A discount dental plan is nothing more complicated than you pick the plan and you go to whatever office is offering that plan. So there's 4 discount dental plans. By definition, there's 4 discount dental plans in the CNMI. So pay close attention. If you have a pencil, let's write this down. The first is what we're talking about here today, which is the Island Smiles Discount Dental Plan. If you have that plan, you receive services at Paradise Dental Spa, okay? That's simple. If you have the American Dental Service Plan, you're going to receive your dental services at Dental Care. If you have what people call the Moylan's Plan, that is serviced by SDA, Seventh-day Adventist Dental Clinic. And then there's a plan called Marianas Smiles that is serviced by Marianas Dental, which is the one on Beach Road where Toothworks used to be, right? So you have 4 choices. The reason that we want to talk about this one today is this one is the least expensive of the 4. So for example, it's 3 times less expensive. Now why is that important right now? Because the government's in austerity, right? The island's in economic a little bit trouble, right? A little bit challenging times, which we will get through. I know we will. But in the meantime, to be able to save money anywhere and everywhere we can, we want to make sure during this open enrollment period for the government employees that they know about this plan and that they switch to it for a lot of different reasons, but mainly to save money on their dental services. So what happens when you join the plan, and we're going to talk real quickly, we call it the $4, $5, and $6 plan. So it's, if you are an individual, one person, you're going to pay $4 per paycheck. So per biweekly paycheck, it's $4. If you're a couple or a 2-party plan, maybe you're like I was for 15 years, I was a single mom with a child, right? So 2 people, that's going to be $5 per biweekly paycheck. And if you're a family, immediate family, you could have 10 children. Doesn't matter, there's no limit to the children. You're going to pay no more than $6 per paycheck, per biweekly paycheck, and it is deducted right from your government employee paycheck. So what the government had said to me when we started this about over 10 years ago, they said, well, we do not offer a dental plan, and therefore we cannot endorse any one of those 4 plans I just mentioned. Perfectly understandable, right? They don't know any of us from Adam. So they said, but what we can do is if the employee goes, you and I go and find our own plan between the 4 choices, and we fill out our allotment form, send it to the payroll people, and they will take the money out of your paycheck and pay the vendor. Hey, that is a great service for government employees. However, it doesn't do anything to let everybody know about it, right? So what we did initially was we were going around to every government agency, and it was a voluntary come hear about the dental plan. Well, very few people willingly will go hear a boring dental talk, even though. So I would go around to maybe it's an agency with 200 people, and 4 would show up. Well, they all saw it and understood it and got the plan, but that is not reaching the people that we want to reach. And there's no time more important than right now to make sure you have 4 choices. That's the point. Is we want to make sure you have 4 choices, not 3, not 2, not 1, that you have 4 choices, and that this one is the least expensive. So what happens when you become a member of the plan? You either pay $4 or $5 or $6, right? Now what happens next, if you scroll down on this chart here, the easy way to describe this is now you're going to get 20 to 50%, most of the time closer to 50%, discounts on every single thing that Paradise Dental Spa does in the office. And that's everything from fillings, extractions, implants, clear aligners, which is kind of like a brand name for Invisalign, the braces, right? And everything in between. It's a full service general and cosmetic dental clinic is what we are. And anything that they can do in the office, which is pretty much everything except put you to sleep, everything that can be done in the dental office, you're going to get a discounted fee. You're never, ever, ever going to pay for. And how many times do we love discounts on this island? I've never heard anybody anywhere ever ask for discounts as much as we do here. So we're happy to be able to provide that. Now, there's a couple other features of the plan. That's the main one. The cost is the least expensive, and the savings are incredible. Now, what else is good about this? First of all, you can become effective with this plan immediately. So let's say you have a toothache today. A lot of plans make you wait a couple pay periods. Well, we don't do that, because if you've got a toothache today, and anybody out there that's ever had a toothache knows what I'm talking about, you need to be seen today. You need to get help today. So it's effective immediately. You could take your allotment form over to Paradise Dental Spa and say, I'm signing up for this, and they would see you right away. Okay? So that's important. The other thing that's important, and most people don't realize this, your choice of a dental office is critically important to the overall health care of you and your family. So we allow you with this plan to cancel at any time. Some other plans got to be on for a year. Why? What if you don't like it there? What if you're not happy there? What if something just didn't right? Well, you need to keep looking, because that's how important we feel that your choice of a dental office is to you and your family's overall health. So that's another, no deductibles, no claim forms, no yearly maximums. A lot of traditional insurance plans, and if you do still have, possibly if you're a government employee through your spouse, maybe Stay Well, Take Care, maybe they work for a company that still offers that. You want to make sure you send those people a thank you card, because that is becoming a dinosaur. Very few places are still doing that. But if you have that ability, you have what's called a yearly maximum. Now, let me tell you something about that yearly maximum. It is the same 30 years ago when I first got a dental plan. $1,000, $1,500. Well, the prices of dentistry have gone up since then. So it doesn't do much, but it's helpful. I mean, it's helpful to have any kind of financial assistance for your dental health. We don't have any of that. So there's no limit. If you wanted, not that you would want to come every day, but no matter what you need or how much you need in a year, you're just going to, whatever the discounted fees are. The other thing that I like about this is that it's very user friendly. A lot of people are used to seeing on a dental plan the coverage being 100% of this, 80% of this, 50% of this. Well, what does that mean? Your wallet doesn't know what that means, right? This fee schedule is laid out in full fees, which is what you would pay if you had nothing, right? What you pay if you're a member of this dental plan, and the most important column that we show everybody is, what am I really saving? They can see the savings, just what do you call it, jump right out at you. And we used to just put in our fee schedule, we used to just have what the member paid. And somebody said to me one time, they said, well, how do I know that that's really 20 to 50% off? I said, oh, that's a great question. So we completely revamped our fee schedule so they could see it, right? It's right away. So when people come in our office and maybe they don't have a dental plan of any kind, and we show them what they need done, what it would cost if they had nothing, and then we show them this plan, they grab it all day long. But that's not who we're talking to today. Today we're talking to the government employees. Now, your open enrollment period, I think this year ends early in December. So, we wanted to come on the show and make sure you knew that this was an option for you, right? So you can actually just simply go to our website, paradisedentalspa.com. Again, that's paradisedentalspa.com. Click on the insurance tab, and you'll see the government packet, right? It's got the allotment form in there. It's got the sign-up form in there, and those forms get sent back to Paradise Dental, and they'll take care of everything from there. So you don't even have to go to the Hill to turn anything in. We'll do it all for you. We're kind of like a concierge dental office to boot.
Yeah,
right.
I love it, and I love just going in there anyway. But you guys did a great job with helping us out, getting getting Leilani squared away, and getting that whole program started with her with the braces. Remember, you guys ended up getting that first. That the word that I was thinking is inspection, but that's not the right word.
Just a full exam. Just take a look. Yeah.
Exam.
Yeah.
And it worked out great. She had a great time. you guys even just have comfortable furniture. Like that's something I like.
Right. And that's another thing that we like to, I know not many people do it, but we do want people to feel comfortable to just come over and meet us. Just come over and take a look at the place, because we know dental offices are not the place people want to be. Every single thing you see in that office was, like you talked about, their comfortable chairs. It doesn't look like a traditional dental office, right?
No.
And we did that deliberately because we know you don't want to be there. We know the smells and the sounds and something. Some of you have heard the expression, what's the difference between men and boys? It's the price of their toys. Well, Dr. Crum, who has retired from active dentistry 6 years ago, that still applies to him, they have every gadget known to man over there because they love all the technology. There's always something changing. Well, guess what the newest thing that just came out that we just got? It's a machine that does painless injection. No more pain from the shots, game changer, right?
Wow.
Because the 3 reasons that people don't come to the dentistry or the dentist are pain, fear, and cost. Pain is, cost is, and fear you're never going to get over.
So how do you have a painless?
I don't know, but I'll be the guinea pig, because that's the part. And they even have this like fancy gel now that they rub on your gums. That must be cocaine or something, because you don't feel anything. I mean, it has come a long way.
It's provided by the Cosby Corporation.
Well, Dr. Crum and I grew up in the early years. I didn't go to the dentist as a kid, but when he was going to the dentist, there was no Novocaine. You just had to white knuckle the whole thing. So we have come a long way. The one thing I will say about modern dentistry is, if you had bad childhood experiences, and I'm actually one of those people, your body will never forget that. So we also have really good drugs that you have to bring a driver, but we have really good drugs to help you, because you're not going to be able to help yourself get over that. No one's hurt me in 30 years. The minute I sit in the chair, my whole body goes into just panic.
Here, let's get to a question we've got from Leafar Taco. Says, would government retirees be given access to this dental plan?
Yes. Now, that's what I said. Everybody. We actually have a group plan for retirees, and instead of 4, 5, and 6, same plan. It's 5, 6, and 7, because they're paid bi-monthly.
Oh, okay.
It's the same plan. So the better way to say it is, we have one dental plan at Paradise Dental Spa, the Island Smiles Discount Dental Plan, and there's 4 ways to pay for it. The one we're talking about today is for government employees that can pay per paycheck either $4, $5, or $6. And what I want to mention before I finish today is, your open enrollment period ends in early December. But the open enrollment period for this dental plan is year-round. So if something happens, you get distracted, and you forget to sign up for the dental plan before the benefit period ends, no problem. You can do it at any time.
Wow.
We just like to talk about it at this time of year, because that's what you're used to as a government employee, is signing up for your benefits now. So that's why we're doing the show today, is to let you know that this is available. And please tell every government employee you know that this is available. Your choice of a dental plan, your choice of a dental office is up to you. But the most important thing is for people to know about it and have informed choices, especially today with money being so tight in all of our households.
There's this one thing that just jumps out here. It says, never a charge for office and emergency visits, digital x-rays, exams, oral cancer screenings, periodontal exams, consultations, and second opinions. Wow, that's
that is the best value of, I don't care what is being sold around here. That is the best value, because once we're going to be doing another show probably next month talking about the mouth-body connection. So that free periodontal exam, for example, that's about gum disease. All of the horror stories that you're going to be hearing about what happens when you have gum disease, how it affects the rest of your body, that periodontal evaluation could save your life, right? Oral cancer screening could save your life. Dentists are sometimes the very first people to see it, right? Before the physicians see it. Everybody's used to going to the physician, but they think the dentist is just, teeth cleaning, fresh breath, whatever and that's our fault, because we just figure, I don't know why it is, but it is our fault. I take full responsibility. We tell people all the time, we cannot die until people understand the value of taking a full look at everything. Mm-hmm. Your teeth, your gums, your bone, everything. And that's why we never, or it says second opinions, for example. If you've gotten a big treatment plan, you are overwhelmed, right? You don't know if they're trying to buy a new car or do I really need all this? So a second opinion can be very valuable, and we never charge for that. We're not going to charge for you being confused, right? We're here to help you. So there's a lot of things that there's no charge on this plan, and then everything else, there is a deeply discounted fee. So let me give you an example. People say, well, on your plan, a cleaning is $49. When I had Staywell's plan, it was free. Is it? You were paying $30, $40, $50 a pay period for that free cleaning. Nothing's free, right? So we kind of help you think through the math a little bit, because that's a common, and we also do, I'm not going to talk about it today, but if that's really important to you, we do have a plan where the cleanings are free that just cost a little more, right? So we have something for everybody. The main reason I wanted to be on the show today is we just want to make sure everyone knows about this.
Well, it's a big deal, and it's a great deal, and it's a great time because it's your birthday. This is the website right here, by the way. Yeah. This is ParadiseDentalSpa.com. And you were saying that you can even look at that, you can meet the team right there. But you were saying the discount plan. This is it, right? So there was
if you go to the top, go back to the top. You see the word insurance at the top.
Yes.
You just click on that, and it'll bring up. In fact, the retiree that asked the question, you'll see a link for the retiree program. Everything is right there. Oh, in fact, I want to give a shout out. Our website was done by Turnkey, Mark Turnkey, and Paradise Dental was actually Turnkey's very first client.
Wow.
So they're like our children. But they do a beautiful job keeping our website current and user-friendly, and we're very happy to work together with them, as well as with NMI News Service. Has been a great blessing.
Oh, you guys have been great with us, of course. So we got the info up there, too, for some of the other folks. They're like, oh, your phone number is being covered by your video. All right. So
234-4040.
Yep, we put that in the comments on there for you, too.
And we just changed our tagline. Because we were always looking for a tagline that was really us, because everybody's tagline has a story and is very personal. And the one that we have now, and I think it says it better than anything, is just come experience the difference. Every single dental office is different. Now, the public does not have that perception, but I'm telling you that is the truth. We could have all gone to the same dental school class, graduating class, and from there it goes 10 different ways, because individual personalities are different, right? Philosophies are different, experience. So come experience the difference. If you love your dental office, I beg you to please tell them that. Nobody ever says anything nice to their dentist.
Hey, speaking of...
But if you don't, give Paradise Dental a try, right? Come experience the difference.
Caleb says, do you hate people who chew beetle nut?
No. In fact, I really want to address that for a minute. I was going to save this for another show. But we are not here to judge anyone. We are here to save lives, right? Oral cancer is a very fast killing thing. And so you never have to worry about a lecture. You never have to, hey, I quit smoking 20 years ago. I knew I needed to do that, right? Right? You know that too. But guess what? You're not ready maybe yet. And nothing's going to happen until you're ready. So we're not here to judge that, right? We're just here to say, hey, and we have sent some people that have come in and they've gone immediately to the hospital. What is discouraging for us is Oral Cancer Month. Everything free to check this out. Very few people come, probably because they feel like they're going to be judged, right? Don't worry about that. You know what? Don't worry about that. That's the last thing you should be worried about when we offer this service to you.
Well, that's great. It sounds like a great plan, and it's great for people to get into it. You can find it pretty easy, ParadiseDentalSpa.com, and you can sign up for it right there. There's the complete packet. Here, we'll put that back on there. You can see the whole packets are right there under the insurance tab. The government employees plan, the retirees plan, individual and family plan, and private employer group plan.
Right.
And
we're just now rolling out the plan for private employers, and that's been meeting with a lot of success, because if you're an employer watching this, it's at no cost to the employer, and it's very affordable for your employees as well. So yeah, it's really this will be 2026. The Island Smiles Discount Dental Plan is going to be the star of the show at Paradise Dental Spa. It's kind of just been there all this time, but we haven't really promoted it outside the office.
Well, that's great.
So thank you for allowing me to talk to your government employees today, because I think this will really help their budgets, as well as keeping them healthy.
Yeah, well, you guys go to the website. You'll be able to see all the stuff, the entire form. Everything is there for you, and you can get this stuff all done. And look at that, you even get a signature from the president, Donna Crump. How often do you get that? No, that's great. Anything else in particular? I want to show this picture because you sent us a couple of photos. And let's go to right over. Hold on. Here we go. So this is the first one that we were showing. This is when you guys.
Oh, that was when Dr. Crump had hair. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nelson. I know he's watching.
I'm sure he's appreciating it. But then we also have this other shot with you guys. So let me just pull.
So that was before. That was the first. That was day one.
Yep,
and then here we are.
Take off the other one here.
Turnkey just did a beautiful picture of where we are now.
Look at that.
Yeah.
What a big team you guys have now too. You got a lot of support.
It'll be growing. We're adding a few more people. We have been very blessed. Some of the things that we do a little bit differently than maybe other dental offices is allowing us to stay busy all day long, and that is a big blessing in and of itself.
We do have a comment in our YouTube side. Making fun of my hair? I can already hear it.
Sorry, Nelson. At least I got pickleball in there for you.
That is great. Yeah, don't worry. Hey, I'm getting there too. I'm just, it's starting from the back and making its way forward for me. Anyway, you guys are doing great stuff. I'm thankful that I get to have this relationship with you guys. I love everything that you're doing. And I really value the support that you guys give me by being a sponsor of the show. But really, and not everybody's maybe heard this story, but one of the things that they talk about with Paradise Dental is that, you know, they're not just the dental company, but they're also like the community. They're a big part of it. You see it from the pickleball, but they also do this professional development stuff that they do with their own staff, try to mentor folks and get them going. And that's really one of the driving factors of how I did this, you know. So
that's right, yeah.
I started this from the spare bedroom of the house, right, years ago. And then I got offered this job with the good folks over at Triple J, and I was there for about a year. And then I saw this video and part of this professional development, so it's all their fault. But I started watching this video, and this video, man, it spoke to me. It was, you talk about personality types and how you communicate with people in a different way, and this thing just spoke directly to me. And some of the messaging spoke to that little kid growing up who always heard all kinds of things like,
sit down, shut up.
Yeah, why, you know, can't you be more like so-and-so,
Yeah.
you know, all this other stuff. And when it said, like, hey, you're exactly how God designed you. You know, this is who you're supposed to be.
Right.
Why would you fight that? And I'm like, hell yes. Mm-hmm. And I tell you, I get choked up on stuff like that. Like, it definitely got me. And I'm like, well, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. Mm-hmm. And so that was it. And so here I am, a year and a half later. And, you know, thanks. It was great.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
I really want to watch it again. I tell you what, my wife would totally understand if she doesn't already. One of the reasons why I'm doing it, but hearing that.
Yeah, maybe we'll get her into the next class somehow.
That would be
So
be awesome
because
she's killing it now as a speech language pathologist. Bruce says, "Can they put us to sleep while they do dental work?"
No. But let me tell you who.
But they can encourage it by letting you watch our show. And if you happen to fall asleep while watching our show, and you're doing the dental work, anyway.
Yeah, no, we don't have the sleep services. I think check with Seventh Day Adventist SDA Dental Clinic. I think they have the ability to. I know they do with children. So check with them. They may have that ability.
That would be a terrible tagline for them. We put children to sleep. No. We could promote. No.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love it. Nelson's like, we have good drugs.
Yeah.
I love it. That's a great tagline too.
Yeah.
If you just changed your tagline to Paradise Dental Spa, we have good drugs.
That might help us.
If anything, that would be a great marketing campaign that people would, oh my God, everyone would be talking about this.
In talking to the government employees today, specifically, I also always want to mention that we are also Medicaid providers. Mm-hmm. And that, you talk about a program, in the States, Medicaid doesn't cover anything for adults. Here, it does. You have some dental assistance. Children, pretty much everything. If you can keep a child healthy during their early years, you're going to save a fortune for later. And they will save a fortune as adults because they won't go to the dentist as often as when you took them as mom and dad. So be sure and take advantage of that. That is really a wonderful program, and and it's alive and well still, hasn't been affected yet.
Well, that's good. Hopefully that stays.
Yes, that is a wonderful, wonderful program.
All right, so
okay.
Anything else? Do you want maybe any shout outs to anybody before we get going?
My main shout out, in addition to our wonderful dental team, who none of this would happen without them, is I'd like to do a shout out for Tammy James, who was our very first office manager, and believe me, that was no picnic getting started from scratch. So she's in Washington State now with her husband Mark, and a lot of people know Tammy. And we just want to wish her well and just thank her publicly for everything she did to get us going that first year.
Oh, she's great. And I remember Mark, because every time we had an issue with our printer, we'd end up seeing him too.
He was with Xerox.
Yep, we definitely got to see him.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Brad.
That's what we got. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us. Guys, we're not done with the show yet. We've got a lot more to go. In fact, we're going to have Congresswoman Kimberly King Hines make her way into the studio in a little bit once she gets off the airplane. And then boards a helicopter and then comes over here. So we'll be back with more with the show and with our Congresswoman not too long after this. Let's get you guys a little bit of commercials. Let's talk about some of our other sponsors.
Do you? Hey, bro, can I grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold Bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive Bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your Bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your Bush today.
Senate. I'm Daria Albinger, Fox News. This is a rare working Sunday for members as they prepare for a possible test vote today to end the government shutdown. Fox's Chad Pergram is in Washington.
I was told that one goal would be to have a test vote sometime this afternoon. I'm also told that they might not put that on the floor if they don't think that they have the votes. Now, in order to, get across the barricade there and get across the test vote, they need 60 yeas. That means they have to persuade Democrats. And I talked to some Democrats last night who were still a little bit on the fence about this. I mean, you've had this coterie of John Fetterman, the Democrat from Pennsylvania, Angus King, the independent from Maine, and Catherine Cortez Masto from Nevada, who've all voted on these other, test votes before throughout September into October, but they've never moved the ball. The other issue here that might be the holdup is we still don't have bill text. Bill text, and this would deal with funding the government, reopening the government until the end of January.
The shutdown is in its 40th day. In the meantime, travelers are facing more disruptions as airlines continue to delay and cancel flights.
Those flight reductions are going to increase throughout the week, up to 10% on Friday, and Transportation Secretary Duffy says it could reach 20%, meaning 1 out of every 5 flights would be canceled if the government shutdown persists. But the Trump administration is getting creative, or at least trying to get creative, to minimize the disruption to travelers as people are flying leading up to Thanksgiving. And one of the ways that they're considering doing that, the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, has offered to tap into the U.S. military reserves for emergency air traffic controllers.
Fox's Nate Foy at New York's LaGuardia Airport. A super typhoon has forced more than 1 million people in the Philippines to evacuate, and it's prompted the government in the Philippines to declare a state of emergency. Its winds are up to 114 miles per hour. America's listening to Fox News.
It's Will Kane Country. Watch it live at noon Eastern Monday through Thursday at foxnews.com or on the Fox News YouTube channel. And don't miss the show. Listen and follow the podcast 5 days a week at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
The IDF says Hamas today handed over the body of Haydar Golden, an Israeli soldier who was killed in 2014. His body held as a bargaining chip for over a decade. Israel held a ceremony for him and for another soldier killed in the October 7th attack.
A lot of developments here on the ground amid phase 1 in this ceasefire agreement. Also today, a funeral was held for American citizen Itai Hen, a staff sergeant in the IDF who was killed on the morning of October 7th while defending the community of Nakhaloz along the Gaza border. At that funeral, his father spoke and a video message from President Trump's Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff aired. Now, we did join the Israeli military just last week into the Gaza Strip to go to a community called Sajaiya, where much of the intense fighting took place. This is where Itai's body was recovered from.
That's Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. Governors are moving on their own to cover SNAP benefits for the residents.
West Virginia Republican Governor Patrick Morrisey said about 270,000 people in his state count on SNAP, but those full benefits are being blocked.
Because people are insisting to add all these new pieces on top of just a bill to keep the government open.
Morrisey called out Senate Democrats for not voting on a continuing resolution. Maryland Democratic Governor Wes Moore said he has $62 million ready to keep SNAP going in his state, but they may not get that back.
We've now received guidance saying the states are going to be punished for fronting the money.
Both were on CBS Face the Nation. The Trump administration wants states to undo full SNAP benefits paid out prior to a judge's order being stayed by the U.S. Supreme Court. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Former NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue has died. He was considered one of the key figures in the NFL's rise to its current levels of popularity. His years in charge saw record TV deals and profits, expansion with new teams and stadiums. I'm Daria Albinger. This is Fox News.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at NMICrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Happy birthday, Marine Corps! That's right. It is 250 years of marineness out there in the world. That's a lot of crayons over the years, and man, they got some great stories of how they first got stood up and some of the work that they did out there overseas for people who mess with our boats. That's the easy way to put it. But great history here in the Marianas as well. In the NMI and Guam, all throughout the Pacific. Of course, World War II was the claim to fame, I guess, if you will, and the amount of work that they did out here and the amount of history that's wrapped up in the Marine Corps from the work done here in the Pacific certainly is amazing, and it's great to hear. You know, I'll tell you, from here and all the way up to Japan, they've got so much service and sacrifice over those years, and you know, hearing from my Marine Corps friends about how it even it still permeates the culture today within the Marine Corps, and the amount of you know, the amount of remembrance that they have, I guess is the right word I'm looking for, is you know, like I've got folks who serve, who, like, one of them is an avid collector of the stuff from like Iwo Jima and the raising of the flag, and he's got all kinds of paintings and photos, but different sculptures and artwork and all that other stuff. You know, the people find different ways to remember it and to commemorate it. And you know, tomorrow is going to be for the for all the veterans. It's not just for the Marine Corps. Today is the Marine Corps' birthday, which is great, but tomorrow is going to be Veterans Day at American Memorial Park, 11 o'clock tomorrow, and it will be great. This is the ceremony that happens every year, hosted by the Governor's Office and the CNMI Veterans Affairs Office. We're looking forward to doing that. I'll be the MC, which is great, so thank you for giving me that honor. That's Executive Director Chrysostom, thanks for letting me do that. Also, afterwards, this is open for all veterans and their families. Project Buddy Check 670 having the big family fun day at American Memorial Park. So it's not going to be right there at the circle where the ceremony is going to be, but over where the softball field is, that's where it's going to be. If you can't remember where that is, just if you start from the flags, just start walking to the beach. You can't miss it. You'll be able to hear the music. You'll see all the tents and the activities, and just make your way over. Now, there's not, and it's all free, so you don't even have to bring a wallet or anything like that. But you don't have to, and there's not going to be any beer for sale or any of that. But now, veterans, of course, you can bring some, and there'll be a beer garden for that area. But we're going to have all kinds of food and some other beverages that are not adult beverages. There'll be activities for the kids as well. And there's also going to be a whole bunch of service providers there. So while everybody is going to be celebrating on their day off, there's going to be a local service providers who are going to be a part of it. Congresswoman Kimberly King Hines is a part of it. She's got her staff. They've been helping to get other folks involved as well. Have folks from Vocational Rehab, Center for Living Independently, folks from Veteran Affairs, and there's going to be all kinds of folks who are going to be able to provide our local veterans with access to these resources. And a lot of folks don't go to them directly, or don't know where that first step is, or don't want to make that first ask to find out, because a lot of your service is about doing instead of asking.
Well, we're making it easy for you, where you're going to be able to have that conversation right there as it happens. So we're excited about this. This is the second year that it's happening. Some really great work being done by the folks from Project Buddy Check 670. Clem Bermudez, he is the president of the organization. The chairman for this event is Anthony Demapon, just a great dude. He's been on the show. He was on the show with us last week. And man, I'll tell you, the guys who come together for the meetings to discuss this stuff and really put in the work behind the scenes, it is therapy on its own. Yeah, we're getting reports now of an earthquake coming in. So let's pull this up real quick. Earthquake. I didn't feel it because I'm just too awesome, I guess. This happened just a couple of minutes ago. It's a 5.2. A 5.2 earthquake, and let's just dial in on this location. We are trying to get this for you right now. Here we go. It says official reports of the earthquake may be delayed. Check back. Okay, we will. We'll go to USGS as well. But we're seeing it was 46 kilometers from Dedadu in Guam, 5.6. Let's see if we can't get a better version of this. This is not all that great. So let's go to USGS. USGS, hooray. And latest earthquakes. Boom. Here we go. Yeah, and there's a bunch of you guys. Someone just sent another message of it. Yeah, thank you very much for that screen grab. Appreciate that. And let's go over. There's something else going out by Japan. That one's already on there. But it doesn't look like they've got ours on USGS yet. But they did show us. Here, I'm going to zoom in because eventually they will put us on there. We're just not there yet. So, but yeah, I thank you for sending me that message. All right, here's another one on the earthquake map. Well, you guys don't mess around, by the way. Thank you so much. You guys are the friggin' best. I should just say it. Okay, let's just save that image as the earthquake. We're still not showing on there, but let's open it up. We'll show you guys what we're looking at right now. Is this the time where you got to play that? Is it Diana Ross? I feel the earth move under my feet. All right, where's the share button over here? Boom, 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 boom. Yep, just trying to dial in and get a better location of where it actually was. And you guys are sending it. Thank you. Ooh, that's good too. Yep, here we go. And yeah, don't mind my little giggling here. Here we go. This is the best image that we have of it right now. At 5.2 is where they're saying, so that blue dot, I'm guessing, is where Dedado is. But this just happened 6 minutes ago. 6 minutes ago, officially here. So we're waiting on USGS to pop up I'm just going to refresh it here to see if it registers with them yet. Wow, still nothing. Well, I don't know how how that works before USGS. I thought USGS was just the baddest. There's another. I always Google like earthquakes near me, and that usually takes care of it. And we're not seeing it there. How about that? And you guys felt it? Where were you when you felt it? Okay, Francisco said he felt it. You're in Guam, right, Francisco? Let me try this earthquake near me. And again, that pops up. Let's go to the EMSC. There's another one, earthquake tracker. I don't know if they piggyback on the USGS sites. Here's a whole lot of stuff in Turkey, and that's not us, clearly. This one is south of us, so that's not going to be it either. It looks like there was something out there in Vanuatu. Then about an hour ago, there was one in Japan. Oh, got folks saying they felt it on Capitol Hill for sure. And yeah, Caleb says it's a government shutdown, maybe. Tobot says, I ate a cheese omelet and I thought my allergy reaction, and I thought I was shaking. Yeah, I did not feel it at all as I was moving around up here. Maybe it's because I have my fancy new pickleball paddle. You know, and this building, we feel everything up here when it moves and shakes a little bit. So you would think that we would have felt it up here. We're just going to do another refresh from USGS. Oh, something new? No. But Japan got another one right after. So they got both from Japan. Nothing here. So things are moving and shaking in Japan. They got a 4.9 and a 5.1, both within the last hour. One of them was 20 minutes ago. And so USGS is a little slow today. USGS is on island time. Okay, let's just see. Okay, I'm not finding it here. How about in this other one, map of earthquakes? No. So somehow, some way, just generic Google has it. What is the source? It's a Android Earthquake Alert System. How are they better than everybody else? Who's Android Alert System? Let's see. We're going here. I'm just trying to figure out how does this Android Alert thing have it before everything else? Thank you, Help Guide. Don't need you. It says Android Earthquake Alert System. After an earthquake happens in your area, you can search earthquake in blah, 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 or earthquake near me in Google search in some cases. All right, get alerts for nearby earthquakes. Well, they've got it. It's already registered. They already have like a size, like a magnitude on there already on the Geiger. No, Richter scale. Quite a bit difference between the Richter scale and the Geiger counters. So anyway, so 5.2 according to Android on there, and nothing anywhere else. So just here right now on Android. So you guys felt it on Capitol Hill. I know Tobot probably up there, and Dan. Let us know if you felt it. And Frank, where are you? Where did you say you felt it? I'm guessing you said you're in Guam. Now we're trying to dial it in and find out actually where it is because it's not really showing exactly where it's at. But according to this thing, it says 46 kilometers from Dedadu in Guam. And that's pretty awesome that that's registered and nowhere else. We don't have it through the officials. All right, someone just messaged over there in the YouTube side saying in Susupi in the Marianas Business Plaza building. Wow, yeah. And, yep, I'm waiting to hear more about that, too. And let's just see if there's anything coming out. We'll check, see if there's anything that came out from CNMI Homeland Security. They usually send out things like that pretty quick. And so far, I got Tadza. I'm going to go check right now to see if they hit the other email account, too. Boom, boom, boom. Loading. No, nothing came in from there. I did get one from JV, my former boss over at the Saipan Tribune. He said, Anoba, happy birthday, Brad. How old is it now? 63, 65? No. Not yet. Not yet, buddy. Not yet. That's great. Eric said that they felt it in Puerto Rico, Saipan area. Yeah, how about that? Man, I can't believe that we did not feel it up here. Everybody, maybe it's the cup of coffee. Maybe it was too good of a cup of coffee, and I got my own thing going on. All right, we're just going to check this out on USGS again. You know, still not registered. Wow, what a shock. I mean, everybody, what a shock. There's the pun of the day, folks. You got it. That's the pun of the day. All right, and let's see. I got a whole lot of nothing in the meantime, guys, so... we're just going to go on the honor system for that for right now. Wow, that's just too bad. I can't believe it's not there. Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? Anyway, we did get a message from Matt, who is picking up our good Congresswoman, and she'll be making her way over here to the studio, and that'll be great. What we're going to do, what is this? Oh, geez. Yeah, no kidding. Well, here's the reason. But, I mean, that other stuff happened from outside the U.S. Somebody sent a message that, hey, government shutdown, no earthquake news, big shaker. Yeah, we got that, too. Let's see if we can call him real quick. Let's see. And I was watching and waiting for you to react. I just didn't. I did not feel it. Like literally, I got nothing on the, I did not feel a thing going on. But I got all kinds of people messaging in our other chats and everything about the earthquake. So, one of our Navy vets saying, hey, Marines going crazy, shaking the world. I don't doubt that. I mean, that sounds about right. Ooh, well, let me see. Can I call you quickly on the show? Question mark. And let's find out if we're able to get This would be a report from Guam, which would be great. Yeah. Nope is my answer. Someone said, did the studio shake at 8:45? No. Yeah, and we're going back and forth talking about with a bunch of you guys who are weighing in and dropping us comments and stuff, because it's amazing that we're not getting anything that's coming in. But I think, okay, so we're going to call Ken real quick. Ken Stewart, Guam food guy. Get him on the show with us.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, Ken, good morning. Hey, you're on the air with us and our audience here on Good Morning Marianas. Welcome to the show.
Buenos, yes.
Hey,
it's a rock and roll experience here, man.
So a lot of people are telling us that they felt it here. I guess I'm in the minority because I did not feel it. And it's crazy because we feel everything up here on the third floor. But we didn't. Anyway, can you tell us a little bit about what you guys felt over there?
Well, I'm in Tamuni, near GPO, and the event started probably about 8:54, but it lasted maybe about 10 to 12 seconds. It had a little roll, slow roll, little build up, a shake, and then it had a jerk. You felt a real boom, it just like pushed it. And that was a moment.
Wow. Yeah, it was about, like 15 minutes ago or so now?
Yeah.
And where are you? Where were you in Guam?
I'm in near GPO.
Wow. No kidding. And it lasted about how long?
Probably about 10 to 12 seconds, because it started with a roll, and then it kind of built up. It shook a little bit, and then it came to a real sudden jerk, like a real hook. And so I felt that kind of climax, and I was saying, God, this reminds me of that big one we felt originally, 8.2. Wow. But it wasn't that big, but it reminded me of it. That's one of the biggest ones I've felt since then.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Man, we definitely felt it here. Not me, apparently. Yeah. I'm the only one. Maybe my chair is too comfortable. But everybody else is telling me from all over Saipan. And I got Marianas Heights building, Susupi, Capitol Hill, all over the place, lower base. And then folks in Guam saying, like, all the way in, like, in Moleso, they felt it. And all over there. And you were at GPO, which is pretty central.
Central, yep.
My goodness. Well, 5.2, and it wasn't too far away. They said, according to this thing from the Android earthquake thing, they say that it happened about 46 kilometers away from Guam. It was a 5.2. And then while we're sitting here, we're like, oh, here it is. It's on USGS now. USGS, yeah, they've got it. In fact, we'll put it on the old share screen with you, too. But they're saying it is a 5.4, the initial estimate on that, and that centered in, or 24, a lot closer. They say it's 24 kilometers away from Jigo, so a lot closer to you guys.
Yeah, it felt stronger than 5.2.
Yeah, and it was like in between, a lot closer to the Jigo side, but it's in between Guam and Rota.
Yeah. So I have a coworker, and she's living in Tago Bay in a fairly large house. Her entire house was shaking, she said.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a big structure, so yeah. You can see how it could impact something.
Wow, no kidding. Oh, we just got a comment. Mel Dwyer just said, it shivered me timbers.
That sounds like a good one. Could have been Jeff Fleetwell.
Nice. I'm hoping, you guys haven't heard of any damage reports or anything like that, right?
I don't know about damage. The power kind of flickered a little bit, but then it didn't go off. It just flickered.
Well, that's a good thing. Tobot says, hey, was Ken eating something good again?
I always eat something good.
That's right. The Guam food guy.
Tobot, my buddy.
Well, it's great. It gives us an excuse to talk to you in the morning.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. It's always good to hear your voice. And heard you on Ray this morning. So.
Oh yeah, with Ken. Or sorry, with Ray. With Ray.
Yep.
Yeah, we they gave a call to say happy birthday and all this other stuff, and it's always great. I love listening to those guys. They're hilarious.
And happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. It's also Marine Corps birthday today.
Yeah, that's a good coincidence.
Yeah, not bad. It's a pretty good day for folks all around. All right. Well, geez, thanks, Ken. Hey, while we got you on here, anything new and exciting happening with you?
Well, I did do a tour yesterday at Hard Rock Cafe.
Oh, yeah. So they're closed?
So I was part of the beginning of that, when the first franchise holder and the one who had Saipan too, Norberto. So I just decided that I would go and see them, the people that work there, and find out what's happening for myself. And I saw all the memorabilia, everything up. Some staff was there. They weren't open yet because it was like almost 2:30 in the afternoon. So they had been closed for business as far as eating, but then they were opening up at 5:30 at night. And I wasn't there for that.
Wow.
But my assessment is this is a franchise owner situation because it was kind of sudden. And I think that people are waiting to see if there's a new owner who would probably pick up the franchise. That's my assessment.
Yeah, it was. Well, I don't know. Is it the same group that had our Hard Rock when it was here?
Yes, he's the same one. Yeah, he got this thing started in Guam. They came to our company at the time to get a presentation to GITA for a one of those tax relief abatement things, qualifying certificates, QCs.
Mm-hmm.
So they qualified for that. We had to convince the GITA board that it was not just a regular restaurant, but that it was an entertainment attraction for like tourism. Hard Rock Cafe is like a international entertainment attraction, and tourists would come there from all over. And that's what the whole concept was. And our company was a multimedia software development company at the time, Innova Technologies. So we made a presentation to the GITA board using full multimedia sound, rock music, video, and screen. We were a very advanced technology company. And the board was just overwhelmed with just the excitement of it and the music and tapping their feet and things. And so that was kind of a nice intro to letting them get that QC.
Yeah, wow. Well, it's it was sad when we lost our Hard Rock Cafe, and we lost that before we lost DFS, and it was something that we had to come to terms with, just not having it and everything. But I enjoyed it. I loved it. It was, some good food, some good beverages, some good memories from being there. It was so great to have it, and then all of a sudden it wasn't, and next thing you know, we were gone. We didn't have it anymore.
Yeah, that's sad. Guam is different. The local market here can help support with the military. They get a lot of military who go there. So that's one of the things that Guam has over Saipan. So with the tourists, with the military, with the local market, that's a stronger market, more robust. Plus, they have this new street market event going on Sunday that was, I was there yesterday watching the setup for that street market.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great attraction. So that's the center of it. So that is one thing about that location that may make it different than Saipan.
Yeah, well, having that as the fallback, having that great that other local business that can kind of keep you going is pretty nice.
Yes.
And so, I never understood. I know it's all relative, when people are saying economic downturn and everything, but when Guam's annual budget is over $1 billion, and we're struggling to try to make it 180. That is like 180 million. Oh yeah, we're just a fraction of how good you guys are doing over there. So, anyway, we want to be coming up there in a few days. I'll drop you a line and see if we can't grab a meal, and you could suggest somewhere great to go.
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better now than last time. So
that's awesome.
I look forward to it.
All right. Well, Ken, you want to give any shout outs to anybody while we got you?
just the entire island of Saipan, all my friends over there, people that are listening, love you and miss you, and good luck. We'll get there soon. You know, Saipan strong, CNMI strong.
All right. Ken Stewart, Guam food guy, and just all-around great guy. Thanks so much for taking some time to tell us about your earthquake experience down there in Guam.
Adios, birthday boy.
Thank you. Take care. All right. Well, all right. That's Ken Stewart from Guam telling us about what the earthquake was like for him. And oh my goodness. What we have going on over here just changed quite a bit. This is crazy. We have something that's way cooler than the earthquake story. My goodness.
Happy belated birthday!
Thank you. Oh my God. Normally we take a little bit of a break and get you all set up, but we have our Congresswoman is here with
Make a wish.
Oh, let's say you got to not tell anybody to keep make it come true. So, all right.
Happy birthday to you. Woo! Happy birthday to you. Woo! Happy birthday, dear Brad. Happy birthday to you.
All right.
Yay!
Yay! Well, thank you so much. I wasn't expecting I'm coming in for this one.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for all you do.
Oh.
Thanks for keeping the people informed, and thanks for having me in such short notice.
Wow. So was it, well, thank you for being here. And was it, did the plane land hard? You know, we just saw the earthquake. Did you feel it?
No.
So we just had an earthquake. This is news to you too, huh? All right, so 8:45 is what they're saying. Actually, 8:53. It was between Guam and Rota, 24 kilometers north of Jigo, and it was a 5.4 according to USGS. Random Google and Android says it was, a 5.2. So everybody was, that's what we were just talking to Ken Stewart from Guam about how they felt it over there and how we felt it over here, folks all around. And wow, that was, yeah, in the meantime, you guys, you landed, you got a cake, you're here. This is awesome. So that's a smooth transition.
Yeah.
Right into having you here. This is great.
I hope there are no damages. Are there any reported damages so far?
Nothing yet.
No tsunami watch, none of that? No?
Tadza.
Okay, that's good news.
Well, usually they were saying when there is, for any earthquake thing, if there's a tsunami watch, it's usually it's got to be like a 6 or higher.
Okay.
And then it deals with the depth of everything. But so far, we've got nothing on that. So, but at least, you know, they said that it shook them up pretty good. And folks from Guam and from CNMI weighing in, saying that they felt it everywhere, down at the lower elevations at Lower Base, all the way up at Capitol Hill and all around, and then in Guam too. So.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's because you're back in the Marianas, I think, is what it is. We felt someone who's moving and shaking in D.C.
Something
brought the action back to the Marianas. That was a smooth transition, I gotta tell you. That was that doesn't happen all the time.
It's so good to be home. I haven't been home since August.
Holy cow! Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
You have been with this job and everything that you've been doing. I know that you've done a whole bunch of stuff. I got to see you do a whole bunch of stuff, and now I can't even imagine. Like, this is such an interesting time to be in with what you've got going on, between helping everything here and then the impact of it here, but then just experiencing it with all your colleagues and everything over there in D.C.
Yeah, you know, and amidst these larger political debates that are happening in Washington, D.C., I try to, as much as possible, be focused on the results that we are seeking. And so, you know, the political debates are very interesting, to say the least. But my concern is, for example, how do we make sure that the folks here get their SNAP or their NAP benefits? How do we continue the work that we've been doing with regards to the economy? How do we continue the conversations that are happening with the Interior to work on short-term, long-term, medium-term plans, right? I made a layover, a day stop for a meeting with Commander Paparo, U.S. Indo-PACOM Commander Paparo, to have that conversation, to, you know, have him chime in our efforts to be able to push forward some of these policy asks that we are making, right? And how do we get the Department of Defense to say that the economic instability of the CNMI is a national security concern? Because one of the things that I've been noticing is that, when you're talking about Guam or the Marianas, if you're not talking about national security, then you're not talking about these islands. And so how do we fold these conversations into that conversations to be able to get somebody else other than us to be elevating this issue at the highest level? And so I thought that meeting was very fruitful. He has made commitments. We are going to be working on a letter together, and by that I mean he's going to be writing the letter and he's going to be sending it our way to be able to provide our input in terms of some of these asks so that we're getting the message across, right? And to underscore the urgency, right? And I was sharing with him that, hey, this NAP conversation is not just about putting food on people's table. You're taking out $4.2 million out of a very fragile economy. And you are talking about now the impact on business gross revenue at a time when we cannot afford any more losses. And so, how do we get the tourism industry back online, but also work on diversifying so that we don't put all our eggs in one basket and we continue this cycle over and over and over again? And so it's been a lot. I mean, even with the shutdown happening, I took that opportunity to now go and speak to folks who were there. And if members were not there, I've been speaking to their senior policy advisors and getting them caught up to date. Actually, man, just like, hey, I'm Kim. I'm from the Marianas, not the Marinara, not the Marina Islands. These are the issues, and this is why you should be concerned, right? Because there's two ways we could go about this. I can come here every year and ask for an annual appropriations to basically mask the problem that is the economy. Or you can give me the tools that we need so that we're not coming back and continuously asking for additional fund to support government operations, which we all know is not sustainable. And so that's been the work, man. It's been a lot, but it's what we do.
How are they receptive to these ideas?
Yes. And I think, going back to my previous, the previous statements I've made with regards to these senators focusing on their own district or these congressmen focusing in their own district, right? How do we get them to pay attention? How do we get them to pay attention? And so I think, had a meeting with Speaker Mike Johnson's folks, had a meeting with Jim Jordan himself, chairman of the Judiciary, where I was giving the update with the latest and greatest. And, he's given his commitment to figure out how to help, right, in the context of these larger political debates about immigration and that. So how do we not get caught up and be lumped into those conversations, and how do we have these carve-out rules, right, that doesn't impact the continental United States, but indirectly impacts, because now if you have a failed economy and we're constantly asking for money, there is an impact, right? And so the reality is, we can sit here and talk about these rights that we have under the covenant and these agreements, right? But those conversations, takes a lot of time to just get people up to speed. I mean, if they don't even know where we're at geographically, how do I get them to understand what is the covenant, right? And so how do we change our narrative a little bit to get it to fit into the framework that they view the world? And so we're just looking at different avenues, right? If this is not working, we're gonna keep trying other methods.
Well, I'm trying to think about it, like in terms of like how you're doing it too. You're going around fighting for us while you're out there, going out to all those different offices and all that stuff. All those guys got their own constituents to deal with too, right? I mean, are they coming to your door and saying, "Hey, I need your help with any of these things"? Yeah,
well, some of it, right? Because like this tariff situation, for example, there's a lot of people who are very concerned about that conversation impacting some of these economies in middle America who rely, for example, on soybean export, right? Or, you have states like Nebraska who are being impacted with these conversations with Argentina with regards to the beef. So like, there's a lot of different moving parts, right? And when you sit in committees of jurisdiction like the small business, right? They're going to be like, hey, I need your support with regards to this piece of legislation, and so there's these trade-offs.
Wow, that there's so much going on in national politics or national defense, national everything right now. It's hard to kind of wrap your head around all of that stuff, and you're right there in the heat of all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then all that stuff would be the most important thing that's going on in the world. We also have the most important thing that's happening here, like you said, the NAP benefits here.
Yeah.
And just trying to make sure people get fed, and we're already seeing like some of the crime stuff that's happening out of it, and little things too. And it might be little, it might not even exist on the radar for that national picture, but it's super huge here.
It has a very rippling negative impact on everybody, right? It puts a strain on the public school system, because now you have kids who normally get that additional meal at home having to go to school, right, and rely mostly on what's provided at school, right, to have just breakfast and lunch, right? And amidst this larger legal debate that's happening with regards to the NAP program, right, those are the conversations when you're talking about the contingency fund that's at issue. Because when you're talking about that contingency fund, you're talking about a specific provision called Section 32 that also funds school meals, that funds these food banks, and also as a reserve fund for when there is a disaster. And so if you if you start tapping into those funds, you're covering for a much needed program, but then you're also impacting these other programs that go directly into making sure that people have access to food.
Because you're there and you have a way better picture of it. We hear it all the time from whatever national news outlets or international news outlets are saying it. The Republicans are blaming the Democrats saying, no, it's the Republicans, back and forth. I mean, what is the main issue? I'm trying to make my understanding of it. It just sounds like some people want something in there, some people don't want something in there. What is the heart of this whole thing?
At the heart of the issue is the extension of these tax credits that were extended during the Biden administration to give tax relief for folks who are enrolled in these health exchanges, right? But these this money goes directly to insurance companies. And I think everybody agrees that there needs to be some sort of a healthcare reform, because the cost is going high, it's increasing, right? And the subsidies are just masking the cost, but it's not really addressing the crux of the problem. And I think that is what is at the heart of the debate, right? Republicans are saying, hey, we need to just pass a clean CR and then sit down and look at larger reforms. But the reality is that, absent those subsidies, these premiums are even going to go up higher, right? And so who's right, who's wrong? I think it's wrong in general to shut down the government. This is no way to govern. And the reality is that the United States has not passed a true budget in the manner in which it should be passed, right? For a very, very long time. They've just been kicking the can down the road through these continuing resolutions. And what continuing resolutions do is just keep funding levels, right, from the previous years, right? And so it's very interesting, and it because let me just point to national security concerns, right? We're talking about being behind in terms of research and development with regards to China, the use of AI. But the reality is when you have a continuing resolution and keeps funding at a certain level, and you're not assessing the situation to actually have that budget reflect the current and most updated needs, right? That's how you fall behind. And I think that is the craziness that is Washington, D.C. and Washington, D.C. politics. And all too often, what you hear are these political pundits, or what I call Pollywoods, who are there not necessarily for actually addressing some of these issues and getting to the heart of the problem, but really they're there to win elections and to rattle the base to get them to vote one way or the other. And, you know, they're both at fault, right?
So that was one of the things that that was impressed upon me when I was there, is that, you know, you're only granted 2 years to get a ton done. And so much of that, not necessarily you, but just like the House in general, with only a 2-year term, you've got to get so much done. And there's an election that you still have to worry about coming up and all that. And it seems like it's not enough time, you know, for a term for someone who's going into the House.
It's not, and the turnover is very quick, right? Because when you're not having House sessions, folks are literally out fundraising already, right? And here's the interesting thing about that whole scenario, right? I'll give you an example. I have a friend who comes from a purple district in Colorado. Last election, he had to raise $40 million to win that race. And so now, you know, you have to raise around that same money or more to be able to secure your seat. Well, where is this money coming from, right? Now, this money is coming from all types of different directions, to include, right, these lobbyists. And so these lobbyists are there pushing money because they're pushing a certain agenda. And so it makes it all very super convoluted, right, and messy. And it's why, you know, real reform is very difficult when you have those sets of conditions that are constantly impacting decision making.
So where are we at right now with this federal funding for the NAP? I thought that something maybe just came out.
So where we're at is it's still in litigation, right? It was kicked back to the appeals court the last time I checked, and you know, the merits of the legal argument that are being presented by both sides, the administration and the states, are going to be reviewed.
All right. I remember that one thing that you know, the president was like, hey, all I need to do is get the okay, because I'm happy to sign off on that.
Yeah.
And
well, the legal argument behind his appeal is that this is a violation of the appropriations clause of, you know, the Constitution, and basically, a judge's ruling ordering that you tap into certain funds amounts to judicial appropriation, which violates the separation of branches doctrine, right? But you know, to me, Brad, I am far more concerned about the people who rely on those funds, right? And when you're talking about the CNMI, where jobs are very few and far between, and businesses are closing down, hours are being cut, more people are going to rely on those funds to be able to just get by. And so I don't necessarily want to get involved in the politics of who's right or wrong. What I'm most concerned about is how do we get that relief to the people who need it.
So the governor's office has said a lot of times about how great it's been working with you throughout all this stuff. Not just this issue, but about like even that bigger issue. You know, you were talking about like even the bailout stuff with working with Interior for that, and we ended up getting that $5.7 million and all that. How closely are you more of a liaison and a partner to deal with the folks at the federal side? Do you get roll up the sleeves with some of these guys with some of the stuff that they're doing here locally too?
Yeah, so you know, we have our senior policy advisor, Matt DeLongro, who sits in these conversations so that we have the latest data with regards to what's happening with the economic conditions, right? And obviously, you know, we all have to be on the same page in terms of what we say to the federal government. And we have to be very truthful about our economic realities and what that looks like for, you know, not just this fiscal year, but next fiscal year, in the backdrop of declining tourism arrivals, right? And so I think my job is to make sure that I have all the facts. I have, you know, the numbers so that I can effectively advocate on behalf. And also I'm of the position that it's my job to get a consensus from the local government as to what are the priorities, right? I'm not here on a day-to-day managing, you know, these programs. So I'm also one of many elected officials. I would like to, as much as possible, rally the team to come together, set aside personal differences, set aside political stripes, and just say, these are the things that we're going to focus on. These are things in terms of some of these conversations that we're our negotiating lines, and my job is to push for that.
Well, it seems like we do have a pretty unified push from our side. At least from my outside perspective, It looks like everybody's on the same page, and it's a lot different than maybe earlier this year, right? So are you able to get a lot more accomplished, do you think?
I am. I am. And, it's incredibly valuable that we are united in a position, and that, we are not talking over one another, and that we're actually, talking about the same things and sharing the same concerns, and focus on a direction that we want to step forward to. So it definitely makes the job easier, right? And being able to just pick up the phone and say, okay, Governor, this is the situation. Where do you stand with regards to X, Y, and Z? Okay, legislature, are you aware that this is happening, right? I'm one of those people who just really likes everybody to be on the same page. I want you, Joe Public, to know exactly what's happening on any given Sunday with regards to these issues, because you have that right, to be informed as to exactly what is going on, right, with the money situation, what is the plan, all those different things, right? And that's just the way I roll. So I don't, it's been really good. I can pick up the phone and call the Speaker of the House. He's a good, not only is the Speaker, but he's a good friend, and he's somebody I can just say, this is a situation, and I can get honest feedback, right?
That's great. Well, I know from the federal side, we're waiting on that from the courts, right? That's still in litigation. Yeah. Locally, the House pushed something through with 20-0, all the way through, and now it's going to the Senate for that 1.1 that would help with the local ability to fund some of that stuff for NAP. So hopefully we'll hear something like that from the Senate. How about some of the things that we don't know about that's going on that you've got on the Senate, the federal side? Some stuff that maybe we should know about. Is there anything?
Well, we still have that U.S. Department of Transportation working group that's still happening. Conversations with the Interior with regards to how we're going to proceed with the 902 conversations. Now the Interior is very much keen in participating with regards to the conversations that are happening with the tourism industry. They've confirmed that they will be joining MBA in this upcoming Korea trip to talk to Mullet and the counterparts there. And so when you have that, that partnership and collaboration with the federal government, you have somebody like a federal official join in on those conversations, right? There's some assurances, right? And then when we talk about opening up these new markets and trying to bring in new airlines, everybody's asking for subsidies. And so getting our federal partners to participate on that level makes them understand, right? Gives them a firsthand view of what exactly, the challenges are. And so there's a lot of different moving pieces. I just dropped in a small business bill, that seeks to avail microloans to folks in the CNMI. And what's very exciting is, that bill has bipartisan support. Dems have reached out and they want to co-sponsor. So I'm really excited about that, because when you have that type of bipartisan relationship, it's more than likely willing to get out of committee and get into markup. And so, we're working with the Judiciary Committee to start vetting out, once we finalize the Workforce Sustainability Act that we're working on, to get their input so that there's no surprise, and so that we start vetting that ahead of time and get their support. It's a lot. Where do I begin? I can talk on. But, exciting thing is tomorrow is Veterans Day. Mm-hmm. And what's a bummer about it is, if the shutdown had not happened, the VA committee staff was supposed to come out and, start looking at different sites. because we're, looking at and expanding as much services as we can here on Saipan, for our vets, so that they don't have to go and seek that service elsewhere. And so we're looking to find creative ways to be able to do that. And, the fact that they were willing to fly out and actually start looking at facilities is incredibly exciting. And, tomorrow's a big day. We're going to have the Veterans Resource Day. So many folks have signed up to be a part of it, to be able to, participate. I think we have 14 so far, 15 folks, different agencies who's going to be there. And then, we have the 5K run tomorrow that's put together by Project Buddy Check 670 and in partnership with Iron Saipan, Ed De La Cruz. Shout out to that guy. I love him to death. And then obviously the ceremony itself, and then, the family fun day. And so it's going to be a great day to just be able to spend time with the vets and, just connect and just see where, things are at and hear more about the challenges, because the more I get a better understanding of, what these nuanced issues are, right, the better I can be in terms of advocating.
It was great that there's so many people who are doing that on their holiday too, right?
Yeah.
We're sitting here in the little planning room. We're at VA using their conference room, the CNMI Veterans Affairs Office.
Yeah.
And talking about this, and one of the guys said, "Yeah, I know all this family fun day, the activities, the food, the music, it's all going to be great, but remember what the purpose of this organization is. It's that we help veterans and we can help connect them to the resources that they need. That part is not an also ran, like all those service providers coming in there is such a massive thing for
It's
folks
huge.
who, trying to even think about what you could do with all those different folks. I
Yeah.
mean, people wouldn't just have it at the tip of their fingers, to know what it was, but to have them right there alongside. It's not an also ran. Some people are just going to sweat with some pamphlets.
Yeah.
No, they're a massive part of this.
So excited. I mean, we right when I was making my way here, you had more agencies calling and saying, how could we participate? And so super excited about that, bringing the services directly to the folks in one area. And I hope that this is something that we can make an annual tradition, right?
Yeah, well, so this is the second year that this event is happening, but this is the first year that we get that kind of real great support right there too. And I think we're going to learn a lot about like how we can make it better for everybody who's going to be there. The weather's going to be good, so that
Is that what Landon said?
Landon made it possible for us to have mostly sunny skies tomorrow. It's going to be a very great day, according to the National Weather Service. But it'll definitely be warm out there. But again, the resource part is no less important than any other part. It is an integral part of why we have this organization and do it. So
for sure.
And again, this is a holiday for you guys to be able to do that, to put that stuff together.
No time better spent, man. No time better spent.
It is great. We know we have to do it, right? As far as the things that we do, but that you guys are coming out there to do it on that kind of a day, it says a lot. It speaks. It's one of those things, actions speaking louder than words. So really appreciate all of that.
I'm excited. Just flew in this morning. It's been a while. And to be able to just get into it and just be amongst, the community and especially our vets, right? Sometimes, man, this job gets very lonely because I'm there by myself, right? And sometimes I get into my head and I just, you kind of feel like, right? But then I'm like, shoots. You have these vets who are deployed into these godforsaken places with zero amenities, and they get to do it for the love of country, and it puts me in the right perspective that I'm not here for any other thing than to accomplish a mission, and the mission is trying to bring as much to the CNMI as I possibly can. And it's not about how I feel. It's not about politics. It's not about anything other than the mission. And the mission really is the people. And vets have been the biggest source of inspiration throughout this journey, especially this first year. I'm not a vet. My daughter's a vet. My father-in-law's a vet. You, my good friend, are a vet. And I think most of the people that I see, are vets. And I think about that choice, right? to put yourself in that situation and you don't complain. And then now that you're back in the community, you don't get the services. I mean, it's pretty crappy, right?
Yeah. Well, at least on those kind of days, you can reach into that closet and pull out a Coke Zero to perk you right back up over there in the office. Because I know that's what made me feel great when we were over there. I had never heard such great product placement. The folks at Coke Zero should be sponsoring all the travel that you have back and forth in the Marianas. Well, I'll tell you, it worked. Like I never thought of it as a.
And I get them in the little cans too, right? So it's just enough to have a little quick pick me up, right?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
So thanks for that. You're right though about but in not even the first year yet. I mean, you're creeping up on your first year for this stuff of just doing great stuff. Well, not first year, but like just doing really great stuff. Next year's an election already.
Yeah.
So you got to start working on all that stuff. And
that part I don't like. I don't. I think that's the least favorite part of the job. The other part of the job that I really don't like is fundraising, right? Because you do need to fundraise to be able to do some of the things that we do, right? The last election cycle, we tried to, as much as possible, create, like a small election economy by taking that money and putting them directly into small businesses, right? And so, less on the beer stuff, right, and all that, but like more into how do we take this money and support local businesses at a time when like everybody's struggling. And so obviously there's some costs that come with election, and that's something that I got to do, but that's really my least favorite of the job, because I don't mind asking, knocking on every single door, asking for things that this community needs, but like when you're talking about like you're asking for campaign funds, it seems like I'm asking for myself, which I really hate, but I guess it's a part of the gig.
Sales are not fun, but at least
at all.
I've been lucky enough to go up there and see it in person. I was in that one meeting, and then you got Randy to get out there and present, Randy Johnson.
And then that bill passed the House,
yes.
Right? And so what we're hoping is that it'll pass sometime in January, hopefully if Congress gets its act together and gets back to the business of governing and legislating, right? We've been communicating with folks on the Senate side to push it through. And so, what's interesting is that when that passed the House, and actually after the hearing with Randy, I had so many different folks from different states asking if they could be included because they live in a remote area and they are also seeing, very austere conditions with regards to access to healthcare. And, I guess we'll figure that out, but my focus is the CNMI, right? And
well, you're killing it, and we really appreciate it. Our veterans community certainly is thankful for it. I don't speak for everybody, I'm not pretending to do that, but from a bunch of the conversations I've had with a lot of folks, we really appreciate the stuff that you've been doing for us.
Well, I appreciate all of y'all. It's a thankless, it's the least that we can do as a people, as a community, right? Like we keep saying, thank you for your service. And it was Fabian and Delesha who once said, thank you for the service, but where's the service for my service? And that really stuck with me, right? And it's till today. Every time I see a vet, like I almost feel like it's trite to say thank you for your service, right? Like I want to thank you for your service by working as hard as I can to be able to get you the assistance that you need.
Well, we appreciate that. I know you've got a lot going on and probably other stops to make. Not to mention, you just got off the plane, and we sent the NMI News Service helicopter to get you, piloted by Captain Matt, and we really appreciate that. Thanks so much for making some time and getting down here. And
let's do this more often. Tomas gets ahead of everybody by just before I come, he checks in the calendar and books. So do that, please. I'd love to come and just, I think an informed public is very important in these conversations, right? And all too often, there's a lot of very conflicting information that is out there with regards to the different things that are happening in Washington, D.C. I try to as much as possible not get into like some of these political debates that are being had, because it's really just politics, right? And you, when you read stuff and these headlines in the paper, you know, there are coming from folks who have a political agenda, right? But there's a lot more people who are in the middle, who are really just focused on trying to put together good policy to be able to just get people the help that they need. And so, you know, going back to what's at heart with this continuing resolution and the debate with regards to, you know, the extension of these premiums, people have been asking me where I stand on this, and where I stand on this really is I'm very CNMI focused, right? This bill, I mean, this law has been in place for 15 years. We are not a part of this exchange. And then the last time that I had a small business open house, I had quite a few folks who are small business owners who brought this issue up, because we're not covered, right? We don't qualify to be a part of this exchange, right? So for me, I want reform, because I want reform to also include access to healthcare, affordable healthcare for small business owners who really are, you know, one illness away from just being bankrupt. And so that's, for me, that's what I care about, right? I would like to have an honest conversation about reform so that we can get folks the insurance that they need.
Well, that would be great, and we look forward to it. And you know, one little piece of good news, I don't know if you heard this already, but we had already gotten it a while back. But during one of your open houses, From the Hill to the Ville, you know, we heard from a small business owner who said that, you know, he found out that his lease wasn't going to be renewed because they needed it and everything.
Yeah.
But then he got great news saying, yes, we figured something else out. You can have it indefinitely. We love you. You're a great customer and all that other stuff.
Shout out to Last Shot Bar. Travis, happy belated birthday.
Yes. So they're not going anywhere. They're going to be there too. So
yeah, I'm really happy about that. That's good news.
All right. So anything else?
That's about it. Hey, man, come out, support our vets, join the run tomorrow, 5K. I think it starts at 6. Go on social media, sign up for the race, come out and, you know, show your love to our vets, because they deserve it.
Yeah, there's going to be something special happening at the 5K tomorrow, too, so you don't want to miss it. We're going to wrap up. Normally, I would take a break, do some other stuff. We've got something with BECQ after this, so folks who are watching, thanks so much for tuning in. It's going to be a little bit more of an abrupt ending so I can get over there so Floyd doesn't give me a hard time about it. We're going to be asking some questions about things that you guys have been asking about. Thank you so much for being here. This has really been great. And thanks for this fat-free, calorie-free cake that we've got that's going to be bringing abs to the Marianas since 2025. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again tomorrow morning for Good Morning Marianas.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, Brad's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join the palm trees, we dance through the days. Rhythm and soul in so many ways. Together we rise through the moments we share. Good morning, Marianas, feel the love everywhere. Wake up to the sunshine in the morning light. Good vibes all around. Everything
right, everybody. I said I was going to say goodbye, but now I'm really saying goodbye. Just wrapping up with them. And, folks, we'll be back again tomorrow morning. We're heading over to BECQ now to ask a bunch of questions about what's going on with folks with the dumping situation that we started a couple weeks ago now, and with the requests that we've been getting from Off Island. All right, I saw some of your questions in the comments. I'm going to answer them, and I'll get to you guys on the WhatsApp side, too. Thank you guys all for tuning in, but that is it for us today. You guys have a great day. Hopefully, we'll see you out there tomorrow for Veterans Day ceremony and for the resource fair from 11 to 4 tomorrow, too. All right, guys, thanks. We'll see you later. Take care. Have a great day. Hope it's your best one yet.